So 3, the mobile network, have asked me to tell you about their new thing called Go Binge, which basically allows you to watch and listen to your favourite stuff without using your mobile data, which is a pretty sweet deal. So if you're interested in that, I will leave a link in the description. Along with that, I will also leave a link to a report that they've done called the Go Binge Files. That's basically like a document about why we binge, some facts and figures. It was just an interesting thing. They didn't ask me to leave that link in the description, but I found it interesting and I'm going to talk about it a little bit. So I thought, leave you some further reading. I'm giving you homework now. I think the first thing I ever binged was Family Guy, back before it was renewed, back when it was just 3 seasons. And then it wasn't called binging. I don't think you binged shows. I think you just got all the DVDs and watched all the DVDs. But now binging feels so ingrained in the way that we consume content, but it's not been around very long. I think it's been like 4 years ever since Netflix uploaded all of House of Cards. We've been spoiled, like with the new series of Rick and Morty. That's been coming out weekly, almost. And at first I thought, this is good. Like, it's spacing it out, it's forcing me to enjoy the anticipation. But then I realised I've accidentally started watching the first 2 series again, because I can't wait. I can't wait. So my lady friend Hazel Hayes and I obviously watch a lot of shows together, but in a relationship, I think it's important to not only have shows you watch together, but to have distance and to have your own shows as well. That's what makes or breaks a relationship, I think. And we're going to get official because according to the report that 3 did, 13% of people get annoyed when their partners watch ahead of them in a show. Now, that seems quite low to me. I would expect more than 13% of people to be annoyed if someone watched ahead in a show. I'd be annoyed. I know for a fact that Hazel would get annoyed. She has specifically given me the rule, don't watch things without me. She may claim that it's a joke. No, she won't. She's being serious. But even when we've agreed to watch a show separately, I feel guilty for consuming any sort of content without her there. She's trained me well. That's what she wants. It's like a Pavlov's dog effect. And when I do watch stuff without her, I feel like I have to admit it. I have to sit down with her, like I've cheated on her, which is not what it is. Not even close. But it feels like that. That's how it, when I'm sitting there going, babe, I watched Master of None Season 2 without you. I'm sorry, it didn't mean anything. It just happened. That second series was good though, wasn't it? Master of None Season 2. Did you watch it? Because you should have done. Don't watch it before Season 1 if you haven't seen Season 1. That'd be silly. Why would you do that? But yeah, I just loved how experimental some of the episodes were. A lot of TV seems to be doing that at the moment, where it just goes, you know what? We're just going to do this for this episode. Deal with it. And when I watched it, I tried to give myself the rule of only watching 1 per day. That quickly went out the window, obviously, because there's no one there to enforce it. One of my favourite shows, possibly ever, definitely recently, is Catastrophe. I have never watched an episode of Catastrophe as it was airing on telly. I always watch it in my own time, in my own way, Dad. And apparently, I'm not alone, yeah, we're going back to the report again, apparently only 17% of 16 to 34-year-olds watch shows as they air. Now, that's very low, but it's not surprising because we, as a species, don't plan our days around the schedule of the telly box anymore. We used to, we absolutely did. And even shows that do come out weekly, I have let them all come out and then binge them when it's finished. But we come back to the same question again. Why do we binge? Why would we choose to consume things that way? This is the last time I'll refer to this report. 53% of all people use binge watching to de-stress, apparently, and that's definitely me. I absolutely do that. I also think it's a social influence as well. Like, we used to have this thing called the water cooler effect. It still exists a little bit, but basically you would watch something on television the night before, and then the next day people would gather around the water cooler in school or in work or whatever and discuss the thing that they saw. And obviously this still exists a little bit, but mostly now the water cooler effect is happening simultaneously with the content. So people are talking about it on Twitter or on Facebook or whatever. And this definitely applies to the shows that you can binge as well, because as soon as they're released, you know that everyone's going to be all over it. And if you're not watching that series, you may be on Twitter and see some sort of spoiler. I don't want to see that someone's dead or not dead or come back from the dead. I think it's important to say as well that I don't think that binge watching television is a bad thing. If you want to spend your entire Sunday watching the new season of Stranger Things when that comes out, yeah, I'll probably join you. Everything in moderation, obviously. I think there's a lot of debate about whether or not this new way of consuming media is good or bad for us. But yeah, people don't do it all the time. They don't spend 13 hours every single day watching non-stop series. And if you do, reconsider. But what do you think? Why do you think we binge watch? Did I miss anything obvious? Are you one of these people that has a lot of restraint, or do you just watch all of it all in one go without sleeping? Just matchsticks. Would love to know your thoughts. You can either leave them in the comments, or you can send me a note via carrier pigeon. Either way is good. Give this video a like if you liked it, because if you liked it, that just makes sense, doesn't it? There's another video that you want to watch over there. My name's Jack Howard, and until next time, bye.